Hold a dissolving strip up to the light and it looks almost like nothing. A thin, see-through sheet you could mistake for plastic wrap. It isn't plastic, it's a cast-dried polymer film, and the specific polymer used decides nearly everything about how it performs. Every oral dissolving strip starts as a liquid, polymer, plasticizer, and active ingredient dissolved in water, cast onto a flat surface and dried into a solid sheet. As the water evaporates, the polymer chains entangle. That's what holds the film together instead of crumbling into powder. The first major material is HPMC, hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose, made by chemically modifying plant cellulose. Its viscosity can span from about 3 to 100,000 millipascal seconds depending on the grade. Low viscosity grades are better suited to fast dissolving films, while high viscosity grades are often used when slower hydration or controlled release is the goal. The second major material is pullulan, a linear polysaccharide fermented from a yeast-like fungus called Aureobasidium pullulans. In its raw form, it's water-soluble, tasteless, and odorless, which is part of why it's used in food and pharmaceutical films. But pullulan-based films can be brittle without help. A 2017 study tested 3 plasticizers and found glycerol at 20% by weight gave the best flexibility, and most films still disintegrated within a minute. The plasticizer isn't cosmetic, it's what keeps the strip from snapping in your pocket. Neither HPMC nor pullulan wins on every axis alone. A 2025 study looked at a different pairing, blending HPMC with hydroxypropyl cellulose, or HPC, a related but distinct cellulose derivative, not pullulan. Push HPC content above 40% and disintegration time gets noticeably shorter, but tensile strength and overall mechanical performance decline right along with it. Fast dissolving films share another trait. The same water solubility that lets them dissolve quickly in your mouth also makes them pick up ambient moisture in storage. That's a big part of why dissolving strips ship in sealed moisture barrier foil instead of ordinary plastic packaging. Here's the constraint that rarely makes it into marketing copy. Aureodispersible films have a practical drug-loading ceiling. Push an active past roughly 30% of the film's dry weight, and disintegration time and mechanical strength both start to degrade. Even documented high-load examples are still nowhere near what a capsule can carry. Taste inherits the same constraint. Pullulan starts out tasteless, but most active ingredients don't. Covering a bitter compound usually means intense sweeteners like Rebiana from stevia at 200 to 300 times the sweetness of sugar, or sugar alcohols that double as texture stabilizers. None of this makes the film format universal. Any active that needs a gram scale dose is simply the wrong fit. No polymer engineering changes that math without making the film too thick to disintegrate on time, and a fast dissolving film, by definition, doesn't hold prolonged mucosal contact the way a slower lozenge can. As a pharmacist, I hold every MIHIYO formulation to two metrics: bioavailability and absorption speed. That practical loading ceiling is exactly why our strips carry low-dose, high-potency actives, fractional milligram melatonin, moderate caffeine, moderate 5-HTP, matched to the polymer system, not fighting against it. An oral dissolving strip is a polymer engineering problem before it's a nutrition problem. HPMC, pullulan, and related cellulose polymer blends like HPMC/HPC set the speed, the strength, and the dose ceiling, and every one of those properties trades off against the others. This isn't medical advice. Talk to a clinician if you're managing a real health condition. I'm Jack Zheng. This is MIHIYOLABS, the Founders Lab. Full citations in the description.